Welcome. Thank you so much to everyone for being here. We are going to need to get loud today. But to start off, I want to ask that we all join together in a moment of silence to honor the legacy of a historic woman, American, and civil rights jurist, and to fortify the strength and tenacity that we're going to need in our battles today with the strength and tenacity that Justice Ginsburg carried with her into her battles for over 65 years. So if you'll join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And now I've got another ask for you to join me in a moment of rage. Rage at a system that could be so rotted and decaying and anti-democratic that the passing of one great woman could be all that it takes to threaten to tear apart the most fundamental rights of millions, hundreds of millions of Americans, of families, of futures, of each and every one of us, and our parents, and our children, and our capacity to lead a dignified and safe and healthy life. The fact that that is the reality in our democracy right now is beyond perverse. And we have mourned this weekend, but now I think we all understand that it is time to look ahead and to fight. And so, at the top of your lungs, with everything that you might be feeling right now, when I say onwards, you say forward. Onwards! Forward. Onwards! Forward. Onwards! Forward. Onwards! Forward. Whose court? Our court! Whose court? Our court! Whose court? Our court! Whose court? Our court! Thank you! Hey, I don't know about you, that's what I needed to hear today. Thank you. My name is Regunberg, and I am here today, like all of you are here today, because we understand that we are in the fight of and the fight for our lives. And that is hard to say because, man, feels like we've been fighting for a long time now. And so many of you deserve a chance to tap out for a little while, right? To take a break. But you are here anyway because we understand that that is what they want us to do. That is how authoritarianism works. That's how fascism succeeds. We are dealing with a fundamentally anti-democratic movement. The GOP has not won a majority of voters democratically for president or for Congress in many years. They don't have any, they have zero democratic legitimacy to be setting the laws of our nation today, let alone for the next 2 or 3 decades. Two or three decades that among many other things, will decide the ecological fate of life on this planet for the next 100,000 years or more. And so they want to do what all authoritarians want to do, which is to grind down the public's will to resist. So the question is, will we let them? No! Will we let them? No! Will we let them? No! No, we will not! And while there's a lot to rage at in this moment, we're here today with a very specific purpose. And that is to make clear that we understand that while this is going to be a long war, we cannot, under any circumstances, concede this first and perhaps most critical battle. I've been hearing and seeing a lot of commentary from our Democratic allies in Washington to the effect of, if this confirmation goes through, then all options will be on the table. And to be clear, if this happens, we need to be ready to take any and all action. But I think we're here today to ask our Democratic allies, why aren't we talking about having all options on the table now? To stop that Trump appointment from getting made in the first place. Democrats do not have a majority in the United States Senate. We know this. But they are far from being powerless in the ability to fight this illegitimate seizure of our courts. The Senate runs on the unanimous consent system. To do even its most basic business, every senator needs to consent. And that means that our senators, including and particularly Senator Jack Reed and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, have the power to grind that chamber to a halt. They can withhold unanimous consent from every single solitary thing that Mitch McConnell wants to do. Every motion that he wants to make. They can enforce a Senate rule barring committees from meeting past the first 2 hours of the day. They can force the reading out loud of every single bill. Now that could be hundreds of pages, or in the case of a continuing resolution, literally thousands of pages. That is days and days of standstill when confirmation cannot happen. They can block the federal budget outright. And hell, I don't know every single arcane procedural trick that they have at their disposal. I haven't spent the last couple decades in the Senate, but I can think of a couple people who have. And what's the point of being in the Senate for that long, of understanding the rules that well, of having that much power, if you're not, in this moment, going to use every single tactic that is at our disposal to block, to halt, to stop this confirmation from moving forward. Rhode Island has 2 U.S. senators who never have to worry in a real way about a Republican challenger, who are perfectly primed in the best position to lead this fight, to organize their colleagues, to draw a line in the sand and say that we will not let this happen until any and all options have been exhausted. So we are here as their constituents and as people whose rights hang in the balance of this struggle, to ask, to call for, to demand that Senator Reed and Senator Whitehouse commit right now to using every power that they have to shut the Senate down. And we are here to make very clear to them that when they step up to lead this fight, we, the people of Rhode Island, will be with them and backing them 100% of the way. We will have their backs to do this hard work. So today we will be taking this message directly to the offices of our senators, on Westminster and right here on Exchange. And we will also be hearing from some of the amazing, beautiful, powerful Rhode Islanders who are relying on Senator Reed and Whitehouse to stand up for their fundamental rights and their futures.